A warm welcome to all
So,
listeners
as
tuned
you
in.
may be
You're listening
listening,
to the sizzling
um,
sounds of
this
Lego
is
City
my
Radio.
first video
And
in
let me
quite
tell you,
some time
the
that
forecast for
wasn't a
today is
podcast or
hot,
anything.
hot,
So,
hot.
basically, this is a response video to Induo's two questions. Um, the first one, the gist of it being, why do people praise um,
There she is, Lego City.
EA, Activision, and other publishers slash developers for what in other industries would be called shoddy workmanship, but one of the few companies that actually
It's
uh,
been 2 years since I was saying goodbye
developers
to you.
slash publishers who
It made me
actually
a better cop,
maintain a certain
a
level of
smarter,
quality and do what they're
faster
supposed
cop.
to, generally speaking,
So what
get
brings you here, Chase McCain?
get shade
An
thrown
old
on them.
acquaintance. I promised
That
to
first
keep it.
question, I'm just gonna
A debt of honor to
just
you and
make it
Kane.
plain and simple.
Hey man, business or
It all
pleasure?
boils down to
I have to
just
fill in your paperwork.
people need
Me
validation.
neither.
The people who
Maybe
own these
later.
other consoles need to feel validated for spending X amount of dollars in their mind on whatever it was. They desperately need to feel validated, and the only way they can feel validated is by crapping on um, other people, other people's purchases.
And with the
So
skill of an old
they need to feel validated. The sad thing is that
slowly into
um, they're basically being taken advantage of. They're being given badly made games. They're being given games that are extremely broken, and they roll with it. They're like, well, they'll fix it later. And here we have a company that legitimately gives you high quality games, more or less. They aren't broken at launch. Um, they tend to try and push the envelope with their games, and they get shit on. And
Mayor Gleason.
I mean, it boils down to people wanting to feel validated for what they bought, and part of
I
wanting to
had to
be
get
part
a
of
new passport.
the in crowd. They want to feel validation for buying whatever the fuck they bought. So that's the reason why they crap on Nintendo, at least in my opinion.
What?
The second question that Induo had was who would take the place of Nintendo
I
if
have to speak
Nintendo
to her.
just left the industry. I think this is an obvious answer. No one. I mean, Microsoft, just in terms of real world stuff going on, Microsoft is
Really?
desperately trying to get out of the console business. And Sony, I mean, damn. Sony is not in the best of position themselves. So, I mean, sadly, it just, people need to understand that, you know, um, no one can take the place of Nintendo. And people can say whatever they want to say about how Nintendo is irrelevant and all that stuff. Nintendo can drop, yeah, we're having some new hardware come out, and people are like, what's it gonna be? It's for an irrelevant company, people put too much energy and effort into making videos about what their new hardware is gonna be. So yeah, no one's gonna take the place of Nintendo, and anyone who thinks that Sony or Microsoft could do it, you're insane. Really, I mean, perfect example when Sega left. Sega, um, no one has taken the place of Sega. Like, there's no one that has taken the place of Sega whatsoever. So people need to understand that, you know, um, you know, when the identity of a company is gone, when a hardware manufacturer leaves, that the identity of that console manufacturer is gone. I mean, there's no there's no one to take the place of Sega. When Microsoft leaves the console market, there's no one who's going to really take the place of the Xbox. Um, Even if they leverage what they have and put it on PC. So um, and as far as Sony goes, I mean, let's keep it real. Sony just no. Sony's first party is garbage, and I mean they couldn't take the place of a Mario, a Zelda, Metroid, a Donkey Kong. It's just that's not their wheelhouse. So Yeah, none of that stuff's happening, and I hope that answers your two questions, Mr. Induo, and those of you who have subscribed. Why do people hate on Nintendo even though they really aren't that bad in the grand scheme of things, and why people, for some damn reason, are always talking shit about whoever.